Going?
Wow.
How you doing?
Wow.
Can I get one?
No. I don't do that. I stay on my island, man.
I feel like Tom
it's
Brady.
2-on-1, and
Yeah.
I embrace the debate, man.
Oh, you love
It's
it.
never
Yeah,
2-on-1.
yeah.
It just feels that way
Yeah.
because I'm too much for you, but that's all right.
By the way, Molly was the star of some in-house video they shot yesterday. I hope she didn't say anything about me in that video.
You probably did.
Oh, yeah.
Probably talked
Yeah.
about how mean you are to her.
Yeah.
I talked about how great both of you were. Yeah, I can't wait for
You'll
that.
post it somewhere on social media,
Oh,
right?
yeah, I will.
Yeah.
I'd tweet you, but you won't read it.
No, I wouldn't read it.
Or I'll post it, but you don't follow me, so we won't worry about it. All right, let's move on, because we have a lot to get into today, and I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. And we begin, of course, where else? The Lakers. Rookie D'Angelo Russell has become persona non grata in his own locker room after secretly videotaping a conversation with his teammate, Nick Young. ESPN's Mark Stein and Baxter Holmes reported this. The video, in which Russell questions Young about his relationship with women, found its way onto social media last week. Now, sources say Russell, the #2 overall pick in last year's draft, is being shunned by his teammates, and the rift is said to have played a part in Monday's 48-point loss, the worst defeat in Lakers history. Stephen A., what kind of damage will this do to Russell's career?
Irreparable damage. He'll never be trusted ever again in the NBA. This will stay with him for the rest of his career. Could he potentially go on and play? Sure. He's got to elevate his level of play. He's got to average more than 13 points a game. He's got to average more than 3.4 assists per game. He's got to shoot better than 41% from the field. There's no question about it. But if there was ever a priority placed on his career in terms of him needing to elevate himself to superstar status, it would be right now, because that's about the only thing that will make you want to be around him. Let me put this in its proper perspective for the American public to stomach. I am a reporter, and even I don't want to talk to him. I mean, you got to be kidding me. I mean, to sit up there and exercise that level of a violation. Now, I understand everybody talking about it's not a man code, it's a everybody code because women have certain codes. Well, damn it, I'm a man. I'm only talking for me. Molly, you can feel free to speak for the women anytime you want to. As a man, you don't do that. Under no circumstances do you infiltrate yourself into somebody else's business and discuss or reveal their private, personal affairs, particularly when it comes to women. You turn the other way. You didn't see, you saw no evil, you heard no evil, you know no evil. Shut the hell up. Mind your business, step off, and move on. And I don't want to hear all of this stuff about youth, okay? He's 20 years old. You're 13 years old, you know better. You're 10 years old, you know better. I don't care how young you are. The second you get a scintilla of sense, you know not to do this. So the fact that he would do this just shows that he is completely untrustworthy, incredibly immature. It was a juvenile, punkish mood of the highest order. And it's one of those situations where, you know what, if this brother came and asked you for a cup of coffee, you looking for a tape recorder or a cell phone, what are you doing? You ask any question. Why are you asking me that for?
Are you wired?
There you go. We're wired. We're wired on national television. Otherwise, America wouldn't hear us. There is no excuse on God's green earth for him to do what he did. And by the way, this is not applicable just to sports. The world over, it's not a national issue. It's global. It's not a sports issue. It's every issue. It's a man issue. It could be a woman issue. That's right. I'm not a woman. That's why I'm asking. I'm telling you as a man.
It's not okay regardless of your sex.
It's not okay. Fine. As a man, I'm telling you right now, this is one of the only violation that's greater than this is actually getting with somebody's wife. That's the only violation that's greater than this.
Or girlfriend.
When it comes, but especially the wife. Especially the wife. I'm just saying, that's the only violation greater than this. From what I've seen of D'Angelo Russell as a person and what I heard about him, relatively nice guy, I guess. You cannot trust this young man after this. This is one of those situations where the Lakers got to contemplate trading him. This is one of those situations where his agent needs to contemplate dropping him so he doesn't lose other clients. I mean, the money he may have ended up costing himself just because of this. This is how bad this is. You do not do what this man did under no circumstances.
Right.
It's as egregious as it gets.
Yep. I agree. This is the one locker room line, male or female, you do not cross. You can't come back from across this line.
Not at all.
The bridge is not just on fire. I'm pretty sure it's burned to the ground, because I'm going to remind you of the position this young man plays. He is allegedly the point guard of the Los Angeles Lakers. He is the future leader of the Los Angeles Lakers, and I put that in quotes. He is the quarterback of the offense, and if you can explain to me, we'll get into this a little bit later, how he's only averaging 3.4 assists after everybody raved about his vision.
That's a simple explanation. None of them can shoot. That's all.
Okay, but still,
all right.
If he's what they were raving about, remember they would tell you, oh, his vision, because I kept saying I question him athletically.
He's 3 steps ahead of everybody else.
He's seeing things no one can see. I ain't seeing that
It's
yet.
a little knock
okay?
knee.
I agree.
Knee injuries could eventually come into play.
So here we go. Okay, now back to this. Trust me, I am not trying to defend what he did, but I want to get more to the bottom of it with the information we have at our fingertips at this moment. We have not heard from D'Angelo yet. I'm going to assume that sometime today or tonight, will he have to speak to this? Will he run from it? I don't know, but maybe something he would tell us would open our eyes somewhat more on the fairness side of, oh, that's what he was thinking. But let me ask you this. As I looked at the video today, they're lying up in a hotel room on their beds, it looks like, okay? And he's taping, obviously, unbeknownst to Nick Young, what's going back and forth. And they're just having guy conversation, just sort of back and forth, back and forth. And then all of a sudden, it's about over, and D'Angelo says, I'm glad you told my video all that. I'm glad you told my video all that, as if he was then disclosing that, oh, I've been taping this. And the last line you see in the little snippet of video that's up on the internet right now is Nick Young's, huh? Video? Okay, now I go to the Byron Scott quote from about a month ago. Byron Scott said about D'Angelo, he's such a kid. I told him the other day, you're 19, but sometimes I think you're 14. You're saying even a 13-year-old should know? Should a 14-year-old know that you don't cross this line? I'm with you, okay? But he's acting 14 years of age. Is it possible, as a child of the internet age, that he thinks we all live in reality TV world, you know, like we're all on camera 24/7, and that it's sort of fair game to make the Lakers part of a reality show video that he's going to post? I don't know. It's crazy, but I'm throwing it out there to get some reaction here.
I'll react. Y'all go ahead.
I'm very confused by what his intent is here.
Okay, because he actually declared himself. He disclosed at the end, I'm glad you told my video all that, as if it's some reality show, and thank you very much for your honesty here, and now it's time for me to post this. Really? I don't know what transpired after that was announced to Nick Young, but then how did this get posted? How did it leak? Did he send it to a friend who leaked? I have no idea.
Those are my two questions.
All right.
What's the intent, and how did this get out?
All right. Fire.
I don't have that first question. What is his intent? Clearly, your intent. I don't give a damn about your intent.
No, the fact that this is an engaged man. Is he trying to ruin his relationship?
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. It does not matter. Even if you were just playing around and you didn't have any malice intent, you don't do what he did. That much you know. You understand? And so, again, we don't know the answers to the questions as to once he revealed to Nick Young what happened. How the hell he get out of the room with that cell phone?
I don't know.
We don't know the answer.
I don't know.
Fair enough. We don't know the answer to that. But let's understand something here very, very, very clearly. If you are Nick Young or any player in that locker room, it doesn't matter what your intent was. What are you doing taping me without my knowing? And number two, what are you doing telling anybody, let alone the rest of the world? What are you doing that? It doesn't, and I don't ask.
Okay, but why in the end did he disclose, thanks for telling my video?
Well, again, he might have thought it was a joke or whatever. It might have been all in fun, because we're different. We're living in a different generation.
That's why I said.
The generation. Hold on. The generation of social media and beyond. One of the issues that's going on in this world is everybody thinks everybody's business is their own.
That's what I said.
And that's problematic. But I'm telling you, even under those circumstances, even under the guise, you know, of the advent of social media hovering over all of us in this day and age, trust me when I tell you, There isn't a man alive that doesn't know that's violating. Let me ask you a question. Is it wrong? Am I out of bounds for simply sitting here without the video or anything else based on what D'Angelo Russell did and looking into the camera and asking D'Angelo Russell, 20 years of age, living in Los Angeles, what you doing, bro? How's your life? You know, who you messing with, okay? Even that question under normal circumstances would be out of bounds. Why? Because you know better. So if you know better, why are you doing that to somebody else? It's inexcusable. I'm saying even if he had the most harmless, innocuous intent imaginable, there is no excuse for violating that code. It could be a guy that I despise. I see something like that, I turn, ain't none of my business. None of my business. It's none of my business. Everybody knows that even in this day and age, the man violated Nick Young. It is just that simple.
Yep.
He more than violated him. He set him up.
Okay.
He didn't just see something.
Well,
he basically interviewed the guy to get the dirt,
all right.
get it on camera.
Well,
then
to me, all of that
wait.
falls under violation.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
But
saying.
wait a second.
Right.
He came clean in the end. He did not tape him without his knowledge because he finally said, thanks for telling my video that.
Skip. The fact of the matter is, I would have had a problem with you. I might have been tempted to slap you upside your head just for taping me without me knowing.
Sure.
You understand? But the flip side to it is this. The video got out.
I don't know.
And it's not funny.
Hold on, wait a minute. So once the video gets out, it doesn't matter what your intent was. It's the ultimate violation. It's something you cannot allow to happen. And I would be shocked if he found one teammate anywhere who trusted him again for years to come.
I would agree. He's got one break going his way. Kobe Bryant, as we all know, is retiring. He's going to finish off his career, and maybe after 2 days of uproar over this, maybe it will go back burner for a while, but nobody will forget what just happened.
No one will ever
Nobody will
trust
forget.
It will be a time. When you mention D'Angelo Russell, this is what will come with it. Unless the story revealed that it was a complete error and Nick Young has absolutely no problem with it. And by the way, Iggy Azalea's tweet, where she was talking about thanks, thanks, bro, for letting me up. I don't know how everybody else deciphered that tweet, but that's her thanking D'Angelo Russell for letting her know. That doesn't spell for good news for Nick Young.
And it's
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
I agree with
that. He did not need to put her business also out there. It's humiliating.
So how about please forgive me if I'm a bit too negative here, but what if Iggy Azalea calls off the engagement since they're engaged, right? That's his fiance, not just his girlfriend, his fiance. What if something? What if the residual impact is something even more negative for Nick Young? Now, that doesn't, we're not going to debate right or wrong, and that's his business. But there's no question that D'Angelo Russell's at the heart of this. It's a violation. Man, please.
On so many
levels. Let's move on. Let's go on before I say something else.
We're going to stay in the association.